Why do you keep drinking even when you don't want to? Why do you keep picking up a drink even though you know it's not good for your health? It's not good for your relationships. It's not good for your ambitions, but you just keep going back to it. I'm going to explain exactly why in this video. So, the reason why is we were all sold a belief system that we just absorbed it, we internalized it, we didn't question it, we just believed it was true. And when I say we, I'm talking about North America, Europe, Australia, South Africa, etc. We have a culture around alcohol where it is sold to us in our media, our peer groups, and our culture that alcohol is the best way to have fun, excitement, belonging, connection, to relax, and to reward yourself. And if you don't have alcohol, you won't be able to get those things. Now, I also think there's a generation difference here. I definitely think Gen Z haven't bought into that lie, but I'm going to guess a lot of you watching this are more of my generation, which is Gen X and above. And we definitely were sold that. It was that was just a fact when I was growing up. Alcohol is the best way to have fun, right? And who doesn't want to not have those things? All those things that alcohol promises, those things are great, right? So who doesn't want them? It's like a no-brainer. And it's actually relatively cheap to you get all of that for, a few dollars. Deal, right? So we don't question it. That's the thing. It's just given to us by osmosis almost. We just kind of absorb it and we believe that that's true. Now, here's the thing about belief systems. Belief systems, we all have belief systems. We have belief systems about our place in the world, what things mean, why things are the way we are. And not all of our beliefs are facts. That a lot of our beliefs are not true. But the belief system, we internalize it and it goes into our subconscious mind. So our subconscious mind, we're not aware of what's in our subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is responsible for 95% of what happens in our day. And it's programming and we don't question it. It's just beliefs and programs that run. So if you are trying to quit alcohol, but you believe alcohol is the best way to have fun, well, how's that going to work out, right? Because what you believe and then therefore what you feel is that you're never going to have fun again. Do you think that feels great? Do you think that anybody wants to do that? That sounds awful, right? So this is what's happening. Intellectually, right? You know, alcohol causes all these cancers. You know that alcohol is destroying your relationship, taking away time with your kids. It's affecting your health. You're not as productive as at work. Right? Intellectually, you know that because you're not stupid. But emotionally, what you feel in your body is a feeling of devastation, like absolute devastation that, okay, like I get it. Like I need to stop drinking because it's so bad for me. But then we feel like we have to surrender all these things and we will never have them and our life will be empty and grey. I mean, no wonder. That's why quitting alcohol feels very hard. That's why it's your belief system. So what you have to do is change your belief system. Now, I want to kind of jump ahead a little bit here. I'm going to tell you how to change it, but I want to say, so I'm recording this at the beginning of January 2025. Well, actually, this year in May, I'll be 25 years sober. I got sober at 27. If this wasn't fun, I would have been drunk 23 years ago, right? Nothing has changed in the world apart from my belief system. So that is where the work is. That's what you need to focus on. And that's the work that you need to do. You need to do the work on your belief system. Otherwise, you won't be able to get sober because you're doing it on willpower, right? If you're like, okay, fine, I'm never going to have fun again. I'm going to be lonely and dull and grey and my life's going to be very boring, but at least I'll have my health, right? You can do that for a bit, but then it just becomes impossible because as humans, we're not designed, like when we feel bad, our brains are designed to look for a solution. So your brain is already going, well, boy, this doesn't feel very good. How can I change how I feel, right? Your brain is just looking for the quickest way to change how you feel. Guess what works in changing how you feel quickly? Alcohol. Alcohol works really quickly. And so you don't like how you feel. Your brain tells you that alcohol's going to change that. You pick up a drink, the feeling goes away temporarily, and then you're back to square one, right? What happens when we have this belief, like this is the first thing people do, is they tie themselves up like pretzels, trying to figure out how to manage alcohol, right? If I can just figure out how to manage it. I used to think that there's a secret formula somewhere. I don't know it, but I just need to find it. There's a secret formula that if I do this and do this and do this and do this, then I can drink, get all of those things, but not be hungover for 3 days and make a fool of myself and regret half the things I do. Right? Like, I know that must be out there somewhere. And you've probably been on that search, right? I remember back in the day, like, oh, there's all sorts of things like, drinking so much water before you went out. For me, it was like, I have to have a job that starts in the afternoon. Like, I can't have a job that starts at 9 a.m. because I'm fit for nothing in the morning because I'm hungover. But like, by lunchtime, I'm a bit more, so if I could work like 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., then I'd be fine. Right? Ridiculous lengths we go to. And I'm going to say, I see this, like, this pops up in my social media feed, like all these vitamins you can buy, right? You can buy all these vitamins, you won't feel hungover, right? That's insanity. I'm just going to tell you that's insanity, because what you're doing is just taking things to tax your liver in order to take another substance to tax your liver, based on a faulty belief, because you believe you won't be able to have fun, excitement, belonging, connection, relaxing, rewarding yourself if you don't have alcohol in your life. And there just must be a way to have alcohol. If I could just figure out how to have alcohol in my life, right? That's what all that's about. By the way, if you're ready to not have alcohol in your life, there is a program below that will get you started. It explains the Soberful Method, how to undo all of this thinking, how to manage your emotions, how to feel differently. Okay, so let me explain that. So that's the work. We have to change our beliefs. We have to, which when we change our belief, what happens is it leads to a shift in perception. That's all sobriety is, by the way. All sobriety is a shift in perception. You just see things differently. Everything just seems different. Now, here's what you need to know. Creating that change will take a little bit of time. It's not going to happen in 30 days. Just straight off the bat, you need to know this. If you think of how long you've been drinking, how many years, and I'm going to say it's probably decades, it doesn't get undone in 30 days or 60 days or 90 days. Now, it's going to keep getting incrementally better. So don't think, oh God, I haven't got 5 years, right? What's great is it's probably taken you decades to get to this point. It's not going to take you decades to get out of it, but it is going to take about a year or so. And each day and each week and each month is going to keep getting better. It's just like you can't sort of see it when you're in it. And then you look back at the end of the year and you sort of realize how far you've come. And we're not very patient people. That's something you're going to have to learn. It's a skill you're going to have to learn. We are very impatient people when we drink too much, because alcohol is instant, pretty much, It takes like an hour to get working in your bloodstream. But I'm going to say, when I used to drink, it was the decision to drink and the anticipation of drinking, which made me feel great. So before even alcohol gone into my body, it was the knowing I was going to drink felt really great. So I want you to know that you're going to have to give this a little bit of time, right? Stopping drinking successfully is 10% not drinking alcohol, 90% emotional sobriety. And emotional sobriety is skills that you can learn. And it just takes a little bit of time and practice to learn those skills. And during that time, little shifts are going to begin to occur, because what you're going to do is behavior change. And you're going to do that behavior change consistently. It's all in the program below, by the way. You should check that out. But let me explain a little bit, give you an overview of what that behavior change is. It's having better boundaries. It's balancing your needs according to your circumstances. It's changing the programming in your subconscious mind, your belief system. Huge. That bit's huge. It's being able to deal with people differently. So it's being able to not be a people pleaser, not be be able to ask for your needs to be met. It's showing up in the world differently. All of that behavior change will lead to you feeling differently about things. You'll have different experiences in your life than what you've been having up to now. So your brain isn't going, oh, don't like how I feel, got to change that as quickly as possible. That will just go, because as a result of the behavior change, consistently doing that, you begin to like yourself. You begin to feel comfortable in your own skin. And that's a really, really good place to be. And when I began to feel comfortable in my own skin, I began to like myself. I didn't want to put carcinogenic poison in my body that when I did, could go either way. I could end up having a really bad night, making a fool of myself, saying things I regretted, doing things I regretted, feeling like crap for 3 or 4 days. Like, it just didn't kind of seem as inviting and magical the way that it had done for a very long time. I began to see alcohol differently. It began to feel like heavy. It began to feel like not fun. Like, it began to feel like hard work, and honestly, my drinking, it was bloody hard work. Is your drinking hard work? Is it like it's just hard work, isn't it? It's not easy, right? All that goes into it, and especially the aftermath. That's the worst bit of all of it. So doing this behavior change consistently, working on your belief system, changing your belief system will lead to the shift in perception. And this is the perception shift that will happen. This will just happen without you realizing it. And then one day you realize it's happened. You just begin to see things differently. So what I thought was fun doesn't look like fun anymore. Like, what I thought was the best night, going out with a bunch of people I knew, drinking as much as possible, doing shots. Like, I used to think that was fun and excitement, and I thought I connected with people and I belonged and it was a reward. That all I just didn't see it like that. I just saw it as hard work. I saw that I wasn't really connected with the people. We were all in our little stupid bubbles, not making any sense. That it just wasn't what I thought it was, right? And I began to see I was doing other things in my life, because alcohol makes our life really, really small. And alcohol made my life really, really small. Like, I just did the same thing wherever I was. Like, I traveled all over the world at this point, but wherever I was, I would just find the nearest Irish pub, because I don't know why, but Irish pubs, I can guarantee you there was people that drank the way that I did. And I would just get drunk wherever I was, right? It just made my life really, really small. Sobriety made it so much bigger. Like, I just did things, I had conversations, opportunities opened up in so many different ways. And that's when my perception fully shifted. And I saw that in sobriety, I was having more fun, more excitement, more belonging, more connection, relaxing and rewarding myself. All of that was better than what alcohol could bring. And that shift had been completed, and it will happen for you as well. I just want to tell you, there's nothing special and different about me. The methods that I use that are in the program below, they will work for you too. But you got to use it consistently. It's not the next shiny object, like do it for 10 days and stop, right? You just got to keep going. We need to replace alcohol with a practice, with a mental and emotional health practice, so our brain stops looking for alcohol. So that is why you keep drinking, even though you don't want to. It's because of what you believe. It's because of your perception. And it's because the lie that you were telling, you were told, that you internalize. I'm just going to say there's a lot of stuff that we've believed that isn't true, not just about alcohol, that is worth examining. We have to know ourselves. A life lived unexamined is not a life worth living. Greek philosopher said that, can't remember which one. But we have to really know ourselves and question, like, is this true? Is this real? Because I want to leave you with this. Feelings are not facts. So even if you feel devastated that you're never going to have fun again, that giving up alcohol is the worst thing ever, that's not necessarily a fact. That is a perception, and it can change if you do the work. If you want to do the work, check out the program below. Let me know what you think of this video.